Hey, welcome back to Deep Breath Healing with Jen. Today's practice is an awesome one for the winter solstice. So the winter solstice is all about change. It's kind of celebrating the rebirth of the sun, celebrating new beginnings. It's our shortest day of the year, right? So after this, days get longer and we kind of have this sense of hope. So very excited for this practice. It's going to be pretty slow and gentle, so if you'll hop on your mat with me and take a deep breath in and let it out. Awesome. And we'll get ready to roll. So for today, I want you to kind of have a mantra in mind. Any mantra that you want is fine. I'm thinking of going with something about change or about new beginnings, since that's what this time of year is all about. So for me, my mantra is going to be, I don't want to do that, let me think. How about we do, I'm ready for a new start. I like that one. I was going to do one New Year, New Me, but I was like, wait, but it's not the New Year yet. But anyways, okay. So yes, that's what I'll go with. So take a moment to think of what you want your mantra to be, and you can pause the video if you need some time to jot it down. And when you're ready, join me back here. And we're going to start in a seated position, and we want to make sure our shoulders are up, and we roll them all the way back. All right, we're going to start by taking a deep breath in, and let it out your mouth. Deep breath in your nose, and let it out your mouth. And one more, deep breath in, and let it out. Awesome. I'm so glad that you're joining me for today's practice and taking this time to take care of yourself and prepare for more light, longer days, new hope. So let's dive in. All right, I want you to meet me in cat-cow. So we're going to start in tabletop on our on all fours. And when we breathe in, we're going to go into cat. And when we breathe out, we're going to go into cat. So ready? Let's breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And let's do it one more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Excellent. Now come back to a neutral spine. We're just going to stay here for 1 second. Maybe this would be a great time to repeat your mantra. So go ahead and do that. And when you're ready, we're going to do some threading the needle. So basically we are just going to take our left hand and we're going to bring it under our right. I'm going to lower my shoulder down to the ground. So I'm resting on my left shoulder. This is a nice stretch for your shoulders. It can feel a little awkward, so if having your hand straight, like your hand on the ground, feels weird on your mat, you can just come down to your forearm. That might help. Now we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Excellent. And meet me back in our neutral spine tabletop position. And let's take some more cat-cows. Here we go. Ready? We breathe in for cow. And breathe out for cat. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Awesome. Meet me back at a neutral spine. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side where we thread the needle. So again, if it feels weird to like have your hand down like this, sometimes I think it feels better to come down to your forearm. So I'm bringing my right arm under my left. I'm resting my cheek on the mat or your forehead, whatever feels best for you. You do forehead, you can do cheek. And we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. And come back to tabletop. And let's just give one more good cat-cow to kind of stretch a little bit, since we were just in one position that required us to stretch our shoulders pretty intensely. So breathe in and breathe out. Excellent. Make your way down to child's pose. And I just want you to take some time to think about all the new opportunities that are coming about you in your life. How this marks a completely new start, a new beginning. And sometimes it's just nice to hear that, because although we can, call every minute or every day a new start, or every week, sometimes it's really nice to have this particular dedicated time and space that is designated as a new start. It can feel kind of good. And when we think of this new start, I don't want you to think of it as like an opportunity to, change your body or change how you eat. I mean, this is a new change to figure out how you want to talk to your body, to figure out what you can do to take care of yourself better. This is a new change to figure out what you want to do with your life if you're confused or lost. It's time to fight diet culture. All of those things. So I'm not wanting you to think about things about you that you think are wrong, because that's not helpful. I want to think about things in your life that influence you, that we can work on decreasing how much space they take up in your mind and how much worth you have them as. So repeat your mantra. And meet me in downward facing dog. Excellent. So you may want to walk your dog out a little bit to get some nice stretches in your legs. Awesome. And let's bring it back to our knees. And let's bring it back down to child's pose for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Don't forget to let it out. Excellent. And come back with me to child's pose. Oh, I'm sorry, to all fours. And let's get into downward facing dog. I'm sorry if you hear the dishwasher going, it's making a gurgling noise. Life happens, right? Alright, so we're in downward facing dog. I hope it feels a little better than the first time we got in it. If not, continue to just walk it out. And I want you to walk up your mat and hang down here with me at ragdoll. And we're just going to kind of move our body side to side, swaying. Whee. Feels really good. And I want you to make sure you're not locking your knees, because it's not best practice. And let's come up halfway and bring it all the way down and bring our arms up. Bring our hands to heart center. And we're gonna take a little twist here. So what I want you to do is I want you to bend your knees and sit back like you're sitting in a chair. And we're going to take our left elbow and have it meet our right knee. Your hands will stay in this prayer position and you're gonna look up overhead. And we're gonna hold it for 3, 2, 1. Excellent, and come back up. And let's take our arms up to the sky. Stretch to the left first. And then stretch to the right. And bring it back down. And you can take a little flow if you would like. So you can come down and meet me in up dog. You can come down from plank and meet me in like a little baby cobra. Or when you are diving forward, you can step back to plank and drop your knees to the floor and take a child's pose. So take a moment, decide what feels best for you. If you're already finished with that little moment there, that's awesome. Meet me back in downward facing dog. And we're gonna hold it for 3, 2, 1. And let's walk up our mat. Okay, let's halfway lift. Forward fold. And let's bring our arms up overhead. Meet at heart center. And now we're gonna do that same twist, but to the other side. So right elbow is going to meet left knee. You're going to come back in that seated chair position. And stretch it out. Make sure you're looking up at the sky, or I guess the ceiling if you're inside. And let's come back down. Let's step into that plank position. And you can take that flow again, or you can drop your knees and come into child's pose, wherever feels good. If you're taking that flow, we're pushing down. And you can either come up to baby cobra or all the way up to up dog, whatever feels good to you. And meet me back in downward facing dog. Lovely. We're gonna hang out here for 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna walk up from that. We're gonna come halfway up again. In our nice halfway lift position. We're gonna drop it down. And let's bring our arms all the way up and bring them to heart center. Excellent. We're gonna step our right leg back. And we're gonna keep our left foot in front. We're gonna take a nice little, well, make sure your legs actually, your right leg is pointing the same way as your, yeah, okay, perfect. So we're gonna take a nice stretch to the side now, this way, look up overhead, repeat your mantra, and let's come back to center. Now we're gonna turn our feet. So the right feet are pointing one way and your left feet are pointing the same direction as your hips. And we're gonna bend the leg. And bring the left arm up. And again, repeat your mantra. Awesome. And let's come back to center. Woo! All right. So stand with your feet like hip length apart. So think about where your hips are. That's about where you want your feet. So we're gonna stand there and you're gonna put your hands on your hips for a moment. I'll take a nice deep breath in and let it out. Awesome. Make sure that your shoulders feel nice and pulled down. down, right? We don't want to feel like we're hunching over or like slumping in any way. We want to feel like we're standing up nice and tall. So remember, this is the start of new season approaching in a couple of months. The sun starting a whole new change for us where our days are going to start to get a little bit better, a little bit longer. So stand tall confidently in this new change, new hope. And just appreciate that for a moment. Think just like how awesome it is that we have this new hope coming. The chance to start taking care of ourselves better. Awesome. All right, we're gonna come all the way down. And I want you, if you can do this, if you can't, that's okay, just come down as far as you can, but if you can, I want you to take your pointer finger and your thumbs, your pointer finger and your middle finger, wrap them around your big toe, and take a nice full stretch forward. Awesome. And we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. And take some deep breaths in and let them out. Awesome. You can unwrap your toes and move your feet a little further apart. We're going to make the stretch a little bit more intense. So we're going to come down as far as you can. Don't do anything that makes you feel like too uncomfortable, right? That's not the goal here. The goal is to feel a good stretch in your hamstring that doesn't hurt. And if your hands come to the ground, great. If they don't, you can put them on your shins or on your hips if you feel like you can balance that way, whatever works for you. And we're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. Excellent. We're going to turn our right foot out. Turn our left foot out too. So now everything's facing in one direction. Drop that back knee. And bring your leg back for a good stretch. You really can start to feel it in your hamstrings. And we're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. And I kept my foot flexed. This time I'm going to point it and I'm going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to bring it forward. And this time I'm going to step not really step, I guess, technically just like stand on your toes to get a nice stretch on the other side. And we're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. You can drop that knee to the ground, unroll the toes, bring your other foot back, and meet me in child's pose. Awesome. Take a couple deep breaths here. Get yourself feeling grounded and ready to go again. And then meet me back in tabletop. We're going to take another downward facing dog. And we're going to walk our feet up. We're going to come all the way up. And we're going to spread our legs apart. And let's come down to another forward fold here. We're going to do the wide-legged one this time again. So we're holding our wide-legged forward fold for 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to turn our left foot out. Our right foot's going to turn out too. Our whole body is squared and facing one way. this time I'm flexing my foot for 3, 2, 1. And now I'm going to point my foot for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're going to place this foot back on the ground. And we're stepping up on our right toes. So we feel a nice stretch here in our right leg. For 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're going to drop it to the ground. Unroll those toes. Take this foot back. And meet me in child's pose. Awesome. Take a couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, I want you to come up and find a comfortable seated position to meet me in, whatever feels good for you right now. We're going to sit nice and tall. Bring your mantra back to mind. So take a moment to repeat that or just recall it in your mind. I hope it's starting to feel like a little more true or making you feel a little bit more excited with the changes of winter solstice. I think every day, we can only hope to do a little better than the day before. Particularly in the areas of mental health and self-care and body appreciation, body love, and just taking care of ourselves in general. So let's use this time, this winter solstice, as our starting point for that. We're going to do this. We're going to take care of ourselves. No more listening to what society tells us is beautiful or right, or how much time you should spend working a day, or how clean your house should be, or what your weight should be, because all that is just arbitrary. Okay? So I challenge you to take a deep breath in with me. Breathe in all the junk you want to let go of. And breathe out all that junk. Now we're going to breathe in the positivity that we're going to bring into our life. So breathe in all that excitement. And hold it. And let the breath out. Awesome. I thank you so much for joining me today for this practice, taking the time to take care of yourself, make a little self-love. I'm so proud of you for sculpting out this time, and I really hope this was helpful. I hope it gets you excited that change is always possible and we can do it. So don't forget to comment below. I'd love to know what you are looking forward to changing next year, or not necessarily next year, but starting now. What are the changes you're going to make to take care of yourself? Awesome. So comment below that, and don't forget to like, subscribe. Until next time, namaste.